The recent TarkovTV podcast had everyone talking. There was tons of information and tons of leaks. One of my favourite, though, happened right at the start of the stream. It was basically a parody of a YouTube video of someone following a YouTube tutorial on where to find the best loot. And they were going through it. They were like, yeah, this box is the best. It's the best for every bit of loot. And he got there, and that box wasn't there. The box in question was the box on the roof of the 3rd floor of dorms on Customs. And it wasn't there at all, hinting to dynamic loot.
What the f***?
A little while on, Nikita confirmed that this was the case and they were working on a dynamic loot system, so boxes that you see all over the place might not be in the same places every raid, meaning the whole idea of following a YouTube tutorial like they've shown for the best loot is not going to be a thing anymore. Now, they've always been talking about bringing in some sort of change up to the loot POIs, which is a great thing, really. Everyone knows where the best possible loots are and what maps to go on if you want to get certain things and where to rush to, what keys to get. And having a little bit of a dynamic loot system will completely change that. It'll involve people exploring the map a bit more, going into rooms that they wouldn't normally go into, and it will be an actual exploration game again. Like when you first jump into a game and you're blind and you don't know where to go, for example, and you don't know what to loot and what's going to have good stuff in it, what's not going to have good stuff in it. It'll be like that again, but it'll be like that every raid. Now, they have just shown it with boxes, and I can imagine this is just their first implementation of the system. So I can imagine these boxes will only move into like 3 or 4 locations, for example, to start off with. But can you imagine walking into a room and there being like 6, 7 different boxes in there randomly, or walking into the red keycard room, for example, in labs, and there being absolutely nothing in there, or going into Kibba, and those boxes are actually not there anymore, but there's way more loose loot. That's how it could be at the end of it all. Now, from my knowledge of how these whole systems work usually, I don't think it's going to be as in-depth as this box could be here, or it could be 3 feet to the left, or it could be in the room over, or it could be literally anywhere in a large radius to like the meter vicinity. I think it's more going to be each individual container, each loot box or whatever, is going to have an individual number, an identifier to know what object it is. And that identifier can then be assigned to 7 or 8 locations in a certain vicinity, and it's picked. Normally, it's just like the developers can go, alright, it'll spawn here or here or here or here or here. And then it will randomly generate where it can spawn out of the preset number of locations that the developers have specified. That's how it should work, and that's how I think they're going to implement it, because it's quite easy to do that way. And I think that's good enough. Once everyone gets the whole this box spawns in a certain amount of locations down, it might need changing up, which means every wipe they might change where it spawns. I don't know. But as a whole, I think this whole dynamic looting system, way overdue, nothing but a good thing. And it's actually going to involve everyone, not just the new players, but even the experienced players, to explore the map, go and investigate different spots on the map that they wouldn't usually go to. And if it starts with loot boxes, great. I know not many people actually loot the boxes, especially later into the wipe. They'll just go to rooms that they know valuable items are in and they spawn loosely. But if it is loot boxes and they make them more valuable, like there's higher tier attachments, or they actually spawn various different things, and maybe even like loosely modded weapons rather than just base stock weapons, that will be an incentive to start off with. And then when they do loose loot as well later down the line, people are going to be all over the map looking for different things. It'll make people use up their raid timers a little bit more and not just go for the PvP to try and get loot off of other people. and I think that's a good thing. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Also, I'll link the whole Tarkov TV VOD down there as well, because although I'm making a few videos on what they've said, there's some loads of information, little things, arena details, all that fun stuff in there as well. And yeah, it's worth a watch, 100% if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.